Hi everyone, by the end of this video, you will understand the potential blockers that could prevent you from studying abroad. I will share multiple cons and insights on each of them. This video, along with Why Study Abroad video, will help you decide if study abroad is for you. Let's quickly dive into the first topic. Starting off with the first con, which is probably the biggest one for you all. That is, you will miss your family. If you are someone who has stayed at home throughout your life, directly living in another country can be challenging. If you're emotionally too connected with your parents and you cannot pass a day without spending a few hours with them, your life could become miserable once you're abroad. You won't get the care and love abroad that is showered by your parents. You're also going to miss the homemade food as well, especially when you're going to cook there by yourself. But there is plus too. You're not answerable to your parents anymore. What you are doing, where you are going, when you are going and coming back. Basically, you will have more independence and freedom for you. And you don't even have to face the scolding regularly. But trust me, you will even miss that once you're away. Second con is that your friendships will be affected almost certainly. The differences between you and your existing close friends will grow down the line. Your day-to-day lives will be different. Your mindset will evolve and you will tend to spend less time with them. Plus, time zone in many situations adds a barrier in what is already limited communications. Maybe for you, some of your close friends remain as your besties, but in majority of situations, majority of cases, none of your close friends remain as your besties or even acquaintances in the next 2 to 5 years. And this is for real. I am not kidding, and you need a strong mindset for it. The third con is your serious relationship will be affected most likely. Now, this is similar to friendships but deeper. Having said that, if she or he truly loves you, things could work out. But as I said before, a strong mindset is important, as things changing between you and your partner in the future have a high probability. The fourth con is that you will experience loneliness. Although in a college environment, you should be able to make friends easily. But if you're too introverted, or let's say you are literally scared rather than excited for meeting new people and making new friends, you should honestly rethink about studying abroad. For majority of you watching this video, loneliness won't be a thing for you in your study abroad time. Having said that, it can become a challenge later down the line once you graduate. Loneliness is more prevalent in Western countries, especially in the US. And generally speaking, it becomes harder as an adult who is an immigrant to build deep friendships, especially. The fifth con is that your finances need to be in check. When it comes to tuition and living expenses for studying abroad, first of all, you don't have to worry that much, as in most cases, you will be able to get an education loan, get some sort of funding, and you will be able to recover these expenses within first or second year at max after graduating. I have a separate video for financial requirements later in this course, where I cover all these things in detail. Now, having said that, it is still a peace of mind if backup is there and support from family is there. However, something that can be a blocker is that you have family pressure to provide monthly expenses. Basically, if your family is dependent on you for expenses, you need to have at least 2 years of expenses saved for your family before you take out a loan for yourself. So if you don't have that, probably you shouldn't head out to study abroad now. The sixth con is that it requires time commitment. Whichever study abroad course you choose, at least 1 to 2 years of your life will go into it. So if you have a startup, some creative ideas that you want to work on first, you might want to pursue them if they're time sensitive things. If you have other commitments like physically taking care of your family and maybe their expenses too, then it doesn't make sense for you to even think about studying abroad right now. The seventh con is your health needs to be in check. If you have certain long-term health conditions, you need to rethink. Although medical insurance is covered to an extent during most study abroad programs, situation can lead you to spend a fortune, especially if you are in the US. The eighth con is that you're not interested in having a college life again. If you're only concerned about the outcome of getting a high-paying job, which many people are attracted towards, you actually won't be able to thrive in the college environment, honestly. Because in that case, you're basically putting yourself where you don't want to go. Excitement is needed for you to thrive there. And excitement can be in terms of learning new stuff related to your degree, making friends, trying out new hobbies, experiencing part-time jobs on campus, etc. The ninth con is that you have high living standards and dependencies. Maybe you're settled in your job and your standard of living in India is already quite high. Adjusting in shared apartments, doing everything on your own while studying abroad can be challenging for you. If you are dependent on your family or house help for everyday things, it's highly likely it will be challenging once you come here. So you need to think through if you can manage living by yourself. Here's one disclaimer. If you have lived in a college hostel before, your life won't be miserable here for sure. So having a college hostel experience is a pro that you will be able to manage here. The 10th con is that you will have passport and visa issues at some point. Now you've probably heard of all the immigration challenges that we face in the US, and I agree. But even if you go to other countries, things are not simple. Challenges are present everywhere related to passport, visa issues, and whatnot. To give you one example, my cousin, who is a former Indian and now a Canadian citizen, could not travel to India for 2 years. Why? Because India stopped giving visas to Canadian citizens in 2023 due to the Khalistani escalation. Tensions between any two countries at any given point can rise or die down. Now, having said that, partnership between India and the US will be the defining partnership of the 21st century. And I covered this in detail in a special video in this course. But to conclude this, at some point, there will be immigration issues either for you, your partner, your kids, your parents, and maybe your grandparents too. So you need to be mindful about this. Just like in the Why Study Abroad video, I want to emphasize again to list all of these down and think through each of them in detail. Think of questions first, then search for answers through either this course, reach out to me for feedback, discuss with your family, search online, ask ChatGPT. Once you decide whether you want to pursue study abroad or not, another obvious question should be if Masters is the right option for you. I'll cover that in the following videos for why and why not Masters. I'll see you there. Peace out.